Before we start, I want to be upfront with you. I might be away from the channel for a while, anywhere from a week to possibly a month, because of some family circumstances I'm dealing with right now. I don't want to go into detail, but it's something I need to focus on for a bit. If you want to support me while I'm away, subscribing would genuinely mean the world to me. It's the biggest way you can help this channel while I can't post as often. I'll come back to uploading as soon as I reasonably can. Thank you for understanding and for sticking around. Now let's get into today's story. Lost cities, vanished peoples, civilization's history forgot until now. Today we visit a civilization so vast and so advanced that its silence is one of archaeology's great mysteries. We will travel to the banks of a great South Asian river system, where cities were built with engineers' precision. A culture thrived, leaving clues we're still trying to understand. History often remembers the grand monuments of Egypt and the epic tales of Mesopotamia. Yet there was a third great power in the ancient world, a civilization that was, in many ways, even larger. It flourished in the vast floodplains of the Indus River and its tributaries. We call it the Indus Valley Civilization, or the Harappan Civilization, named after one of its great cities. For millennia, its existence was a secret kept by the earth. Magnificent cities buried, and the people's story erased from memory, waiting for rediscovery. Its people were master planners, laying out cities on precise grid systems with architectural uniformity suggesting centralized authority. They engineered complex water management systems, including intricate networks of covered drains and sewers, centuries ahead of their time, even more advanced than the later Roman Empire. Across a territory of over 1 million square kilometers, they used standardized weights and measures, evidence of an integrated, organized economy. At the heart of this enigma is its script. The people left behind thousands of short inscriptions, carved delicately onto stone seals, pottery, and other artifacts. But to this day, no one has deciphered them. The Indus script is one of the last major undeciphered writing systems, a silent language we cannot hear. Just as mysterious as its language is its disappearance. After nearly 1,000 years of stability and prosperity, the great cities began to decline. The once bustling streets fell quiet, standardized systems broke down, and urban centers were abandoned, left to crumble and be swallowed by the shifting landscape. Why did this happen? A dramatic climate shift that dried up the rivers? A foreign invasion? Or a slow internal collapse? In this journey, we will explore the origins, the life, and the enduring secrets of this lost world, a civilization the river itself seems to have forgotten. Our story begins where all great civilizations do, with the land and the water that sustains it. The Indus Valley Civilization was born in the embrace of a mighty river system. This was not a gentle, predictable landscape. The annual monsoons brought life-giving water, but also the constant threat of catastrophic floods. Long before the great cities rose, small farming communities began to dot this landscape. Around 7000 BCE, sites like Mehrgar show a gradual transition from nomadic life to settled farming, cultivating wheat and barley, domesticating cattle. These early settlers learned to harness the river's annual inundation, which deposited rich, fertile silt across the plains. The river provided the gift of abundance, a foundation upon which something much larger could be built. The geography offered a wealth of resources. The forest provided timber, the hills offered stone, and the rivers themselves were highways for transport and communication. The very unpredictability of the rivers, particularly the powerful floods, may have been a catalyst for social organization, building and maintaining flood defenses. It was in managing the river's dual nature, as both a creator and a destroyer, that the seeds of cooperation and complex society were sown, laying the groundwork for a civilization of unprecedented scale. Over thousands of years, the small agricultural settlements scattered across the Indus Basin grew in size and complexity. The period from roughly 3300 to 2600 BCE, often called the early Harappan phase, was a time of quiet but steady innovation. New technologies, such as the potter's wheel and the use of copper tools, became more widespread. As communities grew, they began to look more like towns than simple villages. We see the first evidence of planning. Some settlements were fortified with mud brick walls, suggesting a need for defense, or perhaps a way to control the flow of goods and people. This era saw the beginnings of regional trade networks. Raw materials like lapis lazuli from Afghanistan, turquoise from Iran, and seashells from the coast began to appear in inland settlements. These early exchange routes were the arteries through which not only goods, but also ideas and technologies began to flow. Yet, beneath this diversity, a common cultural grammar was emerging. Similarities in burial practices, religious motifs, and the basic layout of settlements suggest that these seemingly separate groups were in regular contact. The foundations of the great cities were being laid not in brick and mortar just yet, but in the developing social relationships that were knitting these disparate communities into a cohesive whole. Around 2600 BCE, something remarkable happened. The long, slow process of cultural evolution accelerated dramatically, ushering in the mature Harappan period. Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, and hundreds of other towns and villages emerged, all seemingly built to a common blueprint. The Indus territory expanded to over 1 million square kilometers, larger than ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia combined. Uniform features appear across the region: black on red pottery, identical architectural styles, and a shared system of weights and measures. The rise of great cities marked the age. Meticulously planned urban centers, some housing tens of thousands of people. Streets were oriented along a strict grid, typically aligned with the cardinal directions, creating a network of neat, rectangular city blocks. It suggests a powerful civic authority that could impose its vision on the urban landscape, planning for drainage, traffic flow, and the segregation of different activities. Yet, in the Indus Valley, we find no grand palaces, no royal graves, and no depictions of powerful rulers. The authority that enforced this standardization seems to have been impersonal and collective. It was an ideology of order and cleanliness, expressed not in the glorification of individuals, but in the creation of well-managed, functional, and equitable cities for its populace. One leading theory points to the very force that gave the civilization life: its rivers. The climate of South Asia is not static. This shift devastated the delicate balance of Harappan agriculture. Tectonic activity may have caused rivers to change course. Some cities were left high and dry. Trade networks were disrupted. As cities lost agricultural surplus, their ability to produce goods for export diminished. Standardization lost purpose. The unified system fractured. But the legacy did not vanish. Technologies, agricultural practices, perhaps religious ideas were carried into surrounding regions. The great cities were forgotten, but their echoes lived on. Today, archaeology patiently remembers the city the river forgot. Secrets pieced together. One brick, one bead, one silent seal at a time. A new lost world every week.